Welcome to the Land Your Bet Sports Betting Show. Looking at Game 7, baby. Sunday, Cavs and Magic. Maybe not a barn burner, but it's going to be Game 7 in the NBA playoffs. So really exciting stuff. I've got 5 best bets here for that one. Going to be looking at a couple player props here and also got a total bet and a side bet in this game. So going to be looking at a lot of stuff here for the entirety of it. Really good day on Saturday. Just wrapped with that Nuggets and Timberwolves game. Didn't see the Nuggets win, and that's not great for our series bets. But what is great is that we hit most of our props. Really nice plus 2.5 unit day. If Cat had gotten his boards, would have been even better. But we'll take a look at all of that here on Sunday. For now, let's jump right into the game. Let's kick it off with a bet for the first quarter. So right out the gate, I'm going to take the spread here for Cleveland, -1, putting a full unit on it. Very simple stuff here. Home team, Game 7, that place is going to be raucous. And Orlando might come out. They're going to need to hit shots right away in order to keep this thing from getting out of hand really early. I don't know that that's going to happen. I think the Cavs are going to come out with a little bit more ferocity. If you look at the first 6 games here of the series, 4 of them, the Cavs won, and all 3 at home. And really, it's the disparity at home where Orlando keeps getting off to these slow starts, especially on the road, which was the case all season. And they're plus 29 now are the Cavs in the the 3 first quarters that they played at home. 36 minutes total, obviously with the 12-minute quarters, and they're plus 29 in that amount of time. So that's a very, very noticeable stat right there. And that's really been the case for the season as well. Cleveland getting off to a lot of hot starts, 5th best record against the spread in the first quarter on the season. Whereas if you look at Orlando, bottom 5 in terms of their first quarter spread. So this is a trend that was occurring with a really large sample size. It continues to occur in this matchup. So we're going to take this one as the first bet for Game 7. Still back in the Cavs here with a player prop for Max Strus. I'm going over 4.5 boards. This line hasn't moved, and our dude continues to go over it 5 of the 6 games. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but we'll take it for -125 for a full unit. If you take over 5.5, you can get some plus money there. I don't hate a sprinkle on a little bit of a Max Strus ladder. If you want to go that route, I'm keeping it to this one core bet here, and it's a little bit predicated on I don't know what's going to happen with Allen. So let me phrase it this way. If Allen is out, and as soon as you get word that he is out, I do feel very comfortable with the Max Strus ladder. But if he's in, I think the 4.5 is a much, much safer play because obviously this dude hogs rebound chances, does Jared Allen like nobody's business. He averaged 25 rebound chances in the first 2 games of this series, and Max Strus still had 9 boards in each of those first 2 games. A couple of things to do with that. One, when they played at home, the Magic have shot way worse, obviously, than they shot in their home building. But for Orlando, like, it was really bad Game 1 and 2. It was still not great in Game 5 when they played back in Cleveland once again. So that does leave a few more rebound chances available for everybody on the Cavs, and especially Max Strus here. And if you look at his average rebound distance, and this is all correlated to the fact that he's guarding Franz Wagner. So by guarding Franz, he's a little bit closer to the basket pretty often because Franz doesn't take a lot of threes. Now, he's taken about 5 this series, but with Max Strus, he's also driving to the rim a lot. And Strus's rebound average distance when he's like from the rim, when he's getting those rebounds, is about 7.5 feet just inside the free throw line, right exactly where he's standing when Franz takes the majority of his shots from either right outside the paint or right inside the paint. And that puts Max Strus really close to the basket as the primary defender on him. That's why you see all of the misses that Orlando has are really tailor-made for Max Strus to pick up those boards because there's a lot of mid-range stuff, not quite as many threes for the Magic, and a lot of stuff closer to the rim where these rebounds are falling right into the spot where Max Strus is standing. And if Jared Allen isn't there, there's one less gigantic body in the way for him to get those boards. So without Jared Allen, little ladder. With Jared Allen, I'm totally good, and I've got a full unit on over 4.5 rebounds for Max Strus. Big game, Jalen Suggs. I think we need to start talking about that. Over 12.5 points, -115 on DraftKings for a full unit. And here's the thing, like, a lot of people are going to want to bet Suggs over because they're like, look at dude make like, a million threes in this last game. He went 6 for 13 from deep. And to be honest, he was feeling himself. I mean, you saw that one where the shot clock was running down and he was about 35 feet away and took a Steph Curry 3 like it was nothing and just kind of shrugged it off like it was what he does, right? Now, he's a good 3-point shooter. He's not a great 3-point shooter, but I don't need him to only hit threes to get this. The thing about him right now is he's clearly the 3rd scorer for Orlando. He's the 3rd best option on offense to either get his own shot or be able to drive to the rim after guys close out on his threes. So the fact that he has had a couple games now where he's gone over this without needing a ton of threes makes me feel really good about the points prop without even taking the 3-point prop. In the last 4, now in the first 2 games, he had a bad shooting game in Game 1, went 4 for 16. still took 16 shots, which I love, and then got injured in game 2 and left after like the first quarter. So he didn't have any minutes in that one. But the last 4, when he's been healthy and it's like a full game of Jalen Suggs, and he came back in game 2, but he got hurt. So he wasn't himself in the third and fourth quarter when he did come back. Point being, in the last 4, when he's healthy and he's good to go, and clearly the third scorer for this team, 18 points per game, we'll call it, 23% usage rate, right? Pretty nicely over the 13 points we need him to get. And like I was saying, in game 5, he had no threes. He scored 13 points and went over 5 from 3. So he's not only taking those shots. Like when he had those 16 shots in game 1, 9 of them were from 2, which is not something he does very often. Obviously, you expect him to get a majority of his points off of 3, but because he's been going to the rim and pulling up for that little floater that's helped him get over this number pretty consistently in this series, we're going to go back to him to go over 12.5 points moving forward. And Wendell Carter Jr., this might be scary to some, but look at that plus 130 for the over 7.5. Like, if Jared Allen is not in, this is a wonderful bet. If Jared Allen is in, I mean, dude couldn't raise his arms above his shoulders because he has a rib injury, which also makes it hard to breathe. By the way, pretty important part of your body is the rib. And if he is in, like, I still don't think he's 100%. And Wendell Carter Jr. is now ready to go. That's why the first one here says defense be damned, more minutes for WCJ, because Mosley tried to play Jonathan Isaac in the first 2 games of this series. He tried to get him in there to bring more defense and more down low defense, because Wendell Carter Jr., as good as he was supposed to be as like a shot blocker and a defender, was really absolutely terrible this season when he wasn't hurt, to be honest, like for what we expected him, especially. So that's why he was like, Mosley was like, let me get some Jonathan Isaac minutes in there for his all-world defense, but that just didn't work. They just couldn't get points. And Wendell Carter Jr. is a much better 3-point shooter than Jonathan Isaac and needs to be out there to stretch the defense. So the last 4 games, he's played 29 minutes a game, but that includes 2 blowouts where he played 24 minutes in both of those games at home when they blew out the Cavs in those games, which a lot of the starters, like Paolo as well, played less than 30 minutes. But then you get into these last 2 games when it's do or die for this team, 33 minutes in game 5, 35 minutes in game 6. So he's really now a part of this rotation as back in there as the starting center. And if he's ending the game as part of that fourth quarter rotation as well, where Orlando has won every fourth quarter, by the way, then Wendell Carter Jr. is going to continue to see that 35-minute number that we saw in game 6. And I do think that's what we're going to get here. He's had 15.2 rebound chances in these last 4 games where he's gotten minutes, 7.5 rebounds per game in that time. And once again, the 2 games where he played 24 minutes because of the blowouts, he had 5 boards, but was on route. If you just extrapolate that out to another 6 minutes or so, especially with an injured or at best injured Jared Allen, then that goes up a little bit. And his rebounds per 36 minutes during the regular season gets you over this number as well, about 10 boards per game when he played 36 minutes during the regular season, or if you extrapolate his numbers out from his normal minute rate. So we're going to take him for a full unit to get those boards in this one, as I do think things are going to be a little bit tight. You're going to get a few more misses, especially in the fourth quarter. And with him being a part of that rotation, we like him to get the 8 in this one. And finishing off our best bets here, we got a SGP, same game parlay, that gets you 124 plus 124 on your money on FanDuel, half a unit for Paolo to get 20 points and 4 assists, and Franz to get 15 points and 2 assists. And I feel like this is really safe stuff. In fact, the only thing that scares me about this is maybe Paolo 4 assists, to be honest. But I'm good with everything else, and I'm keeping it in there to keep that juice nice and positive for us at plus 124. Paolo 20 plus and 4 plus assists in 5 of these 6 games. One of those, once again, had 9 points because he went out after like 29 minutes. Franz had 36 points in that game. It was a different time in Orlando when they were at home, and it was like other dudes are capable of scoring, so Paolo doesn't have to be that dude. Because make no mistake, Paolo is that dude. But Franz is 1B. Like, it ain't even really 1 and 2. It's Franz is 1B. He gets in there. He has a few fewer shots than Paolo, but he's actually been getting to the free throw line a bit more than Paolo, and driving more and playing really well on those drives and kicking out a little bit more than he normally would when there's guys like Jared Allen in there. So either way, even with Jared Allen, still had some really high point scorers in totals with him in there. And Franz has gotten 15 and in 5 of 6 games, but he's gotten 2+ assists in every single game, including the one last game where he had 3 potential assists but still got 2 dimes. In other games, he's had 10 potential assists and gotten 2 dimes. So either way, the 2 is like a really solid number for us to take with Franz. And it's like, I got to bet on these 2 dudes together in some fashion. They are the offense, right? And I got my bases covered with Jalen Suggs as the clear third option on this team. But you're not going to see very many bench minutes in this game, I would imagine. You're still going to see Paolo and Franz playing at least 40 minutes, both of them. Paolo probably 44, Franz right around 40. And that usage rate with both these dudes in the games that they're playing, 58% this series that they're combining for. So they're taking more than half the shots between the two of them. And as far as the potential assists, they've also got more than half of the potential assists on this team moving forward. 11 for Franz this series and 8 for Paolo. So I really like them both to get about a 50% hit rate on their potential assists, and definitely love the points because they're going to be taking the majority of the shots that we see in this one. So love both these guys to hit this SGP for us. Quick reminder about the Discord. Do have that going. Link is in the description of the video. Getting some really good looks in there. I got some help getting these plays up that I put together here for this Saturday card that was really good in that Nuggets and Wolves series. So make sure you jump in there and get some of this, soak up some of this knowledge that people are dropping in the thing. Having a really good time talking hoop as well. Some really good people in this Discord. So the link is in the description. And I will close it out by also saying we got the first month of your props.cash, the tool that I'm using during the live stream every day, 5:30 p.m. Eastern on the weekdays, getting this LYB24 code. If you go to props.cash, throw that in there, you get your first month 25% off. And this is, like I said, my favorite tool that I'm using every single day. Just wanted to throw that your way in case you're interested in it. Either way, be responsible with that gambling. We're going to have a really fun Game 7. I'll be back on Sunday with a video for Monday as we kick off round 2 for the Knicks and Pacers, and we get another Minnesota and Denver game back in Denver on Monday. So lots to come, man. Having a really good time these playoffs. And until I see you next, happy betting.